And we're into Monday night footy. Goldstein and Grundy, as we said, two of the prime ruckmen in the competition. Pendlebury gets Collingwood in there. Hoskin, Elliott. Atley careful with the tackle. Anderson outstanding last week with 29 disposals. It's Steen to throw against Josh Simpkin.
That one, that was clearly a throw.
Oh, that's straight into the man on the mark, so Simpkin has the last laugh. Zerha up the ground to help out, and that support was needed and utilised.
Well, they want to bring it to the open side. They want to keep the ball in motion, whereas North Melbourne are prepared to go.
The mark. Again, his first thought was the middle of the ground, and that one pans out okay. And Pendlebury, again, a misdirected kick where the numbers weren't. Once the team first approach. Well, that almost could have been a free to Sherry, as sometimes that's a cue the umpires look at. The arms around. Moore, hunted down by Bailey Scott. Maynard is his get-out clause. Pinned in against the line, though, so there's danger in the kick. Imminent danger. Kicking lots of goals is not normally part of his game, but right now, he does just fine. First goal of the Kangaroos.
Enough to get it towards the boundary, so it really opened up the middle of the ground. And you see as the play unfold, that handball back and then the drop, that's the crucial error that just invited the North Melbourne pressure. And you see, as soon as he picks the ball up, he's a left footer, so you would expect a right.
He's usually better than that by foot. Sean Higgins going inside forward 50.
He's had a marvellous season. Kicked 5-4 in 12 games. It's always a little let. A quick look.
Just got to find a way to hit a target inside 50. Now this one needs to be deep on Cox's head.
Well, this is their 8th inside 50. Through Atley, Marnie set up, and it was the target for Greenwood. Hoskin Elliott tempted by the vacant goal square. Oh, I think he might have just got. Oh, he's hurt himself. He's just impaled himself on the.
Couple of injuries here for North Melbourne. Greenwood with a big tackle here on Marnie.
Sitting duck, wasn't he?
He was.
And then Walker.
And then this one here with Walker. Great desperation to get a touch on the...
Goes short to Atley. Oh, that's a bit of a blind kick. It ends up all right. Mason Wood pounces and sends Big Cherry on his way. Cherry gets to the 50 and centres it for the other big fella for North, Goldstein. He had prime position out the back. Varco's going to tidy up. Or is it? Oh, he's not. Hosey takes the mark. Had to wait till a couple of weeks ago. He goes out to the right, and I reckon he's got the angles just about spot on. And the Roos have got the only two.
Half back. This was the inside 50 entry, the exit kick, so they just applied the pressure like they did on their last goal, applied the pressure, but it started off half.
For Mason Wood, in fact, a big night for two Masons tonight, isn't it? Wood and Cox at the other end. And there's a lovely fly, but the mark not completed.
High contact.
So far, as Darcy Cameron floats the handball to Crisp. McDonald in front, worked underneath it by Roscoe. And he kicks the first for the Parks.
See at the bottom of your screen, he's been calling for it long all night, but this time he leads up, so he takes someone with him, which then gives you the longer option. Yes, it's still another advantage to North Melbourne, but at least he's providing an option, providing some movement and drawing a defender with him. Too often tonight, Mason Cox has probably been calling for it on his head. You still need to run the route.
Scout, twist, turn to good effect. Back at the square, they can all run and jump. Sherry couldn't take the mark, and so Adams has the decision to make and the skills to execute, which he does. So they chain up here to last gasp, the Pies. Have they got time to get there? They're going to have to get a move on. 4 seconds. A quick kick and a mark is about all they can hope for. No. And it wasn't going to happen anyway, so...
Good news for Collingwood, probably bad news for Jack Marnie in that he's been assessed downstairs with a left AC joint injury, and they still are unsure whether he'll come back out in the field, so we should give you an update shortly.
And now Larky shows good agility for a big fella, and it gets even better. He gets more ambitious, but the kick wasn't well directed. The Pies weren't in sync, though. Jamont for his second.
You know, their ball forward.
Kangaroo's own patience ran out there, and Higgins decided to blast it down the line. They had good representation in the air and on the ground. Simpkin again. Oh, he's clearly got him too high. It's going to be a ball up.
Called a ball up.
I don't think he had the view that we had to be in running, but that is right around.
Oh, you're kidding.
Well, they're just
Seriously.
reluctant to go to the big forwards. Cameron was down the line. Essentially, they're playing two ruckmen in their forward 50 and not confident in them at the moment.
50, but we wouldn't say that. So Bailey Scott, unfortunately, hangs it out to the left. It's close, not through yet, so they can restart from the last line. Madsen goes short, finds Pendlebury. Get some confidence back to Pies. Can they start to click? At the moment, they are just so far off their best. Side bottom, edges it forward. Elliott, here's an opportunity. Thomas puts the head down, charges forward, takes the shot, makes the shots. Can that be a game changer?
After this collision here, but made the contest. And then off they go, Geordie.
Well, you see here, and this is a great shot, and it was probably the kick off the ground just to keep the momentum going. Take a little bit of yardage, and then once Josh Thomas got the ball and saw that it was Goldstein chasing him, he just put on the...
Goldstein again, very cagey in the middle there. Great contest it is against Brodie Grundy. Marnie straight back.
Awesome by Marnie.
Yep, into the heat. Now he'll have to cop it again. A hand pass to Anderson. Ahern and squeeze the kick out. It's a high one. Good courage shown by Bailey Scott. He's a tough nut. He'll take it in the contest. Now, though, he has to convert. He's done that well this year most of the time, and he's done it well here. Roos back in front.
His shoulder's okay, but Collingwood win the clearance out of the centre bounce, but because they chain backwards and there's pressure from the North Melbourne midfielders, they get ground, they get yardage, and then it's just a few handballs forward that get, and then a little quick kick that gets you an advantage and a mark forward of the ball.
It's out the handball, side bottom, searching no more. He found Pendlebury, the step to one side, the kick towards Mason Cox, but Kangaroos have an opportunity through the middle, but it's not a great kick. Dacos was able to cut across and take the, sends it forward, but again to Mackay, it's touched.
Mason Cox didn't hear the call.
Got to get under the ball and contest it and bring the ball to ground. So then you're predictable to your small forwards that can crumb the goals.
And now he strides away, Darcy Moore, but smothered by Davies Uniacke, and that provided the opportunity, which...
He was coming straight back in with the way that Collingwood had set up.
Oh, that's 50. Rusco decided that it wasn't 50.
Yes, he's umpiring himself.
But both sides are making it hard for themselves tonight just with poor disposal.
So he took the early 50 there because he saw Simpkin clear, and he drives for Zerha. 13 goals, 8 from 11 games. Wholehearted, you know that about Cam Zerha. There's danger in that kick. Dacos pounced, got ball to boot in a flash. Another Dacos special.
He was going to wear one, didn't he?
Yep, and the way he hits the ball, it should nearly have gone out of bounds on the full. Well played. Turns into a mini spiral from that angle.
You're right, he would have known at the last minute that he had to convert, but he knew he was going to wear one as soon as he kicked it. Oh, but a really brave goal to still complete the task.
Yeah, agree with that.
Misfire from him. North will get their chance, like Mason Wood. Shut down immediately by Maynard. They're up the ante a bit here, the Pies. And Chris strolls in and delivers for Mason Cox. Once he's been out of the team, he's found it hard to get back in, but the injuries have given him the opportunity. Can he take that opportunity? He does here. That's a good start. Collingwood back in front.
Passage of play. And it's once again, it's the loopy handball over the top. That's the third one for this game North Melbourne had produced to set up their teammate. And this was a costly one because the turnover cost them a goal. One earlier has cost Marnie a sore shoulder. So they've got to be careful with that, the Kangaroos.
It just shows from turnover, sorry Lynchy, from turnover, if you got the opportunity to take the ball forward, you see the options that are open. Mason Cox was open, then Hoskin Elliott was open. If they had have gone a little bit longer, he was free as well. So again,
Mackay denied him. Pendlebury on his wrong side. just got the handball away. Phillips can find some space. This will go close, very close. It's home.
I think he said, I think they touched it behind the goal line.
If he touched it, then it looks like it's over the line on that viewing, isn't it?
Did the umpire initially call it behind?
We'll just double-check that. I thought the umpire did say behind. But yeah, he said touch, so it's...
Something special from North Melbourne.
It's going to need something very special. Oh, and Simpkin just had a split second to do that. It's never going to be easy in that situation. Siren sounds.